Hello YouTube and welcome all of my little storms back. We're gonna do some chatting. So we got some nice music going in the background. And if you fall asleep, then okay, I don't know. This isn't really ASMR, it's just more of just talking. I have a few things to kind of talk about today. We're gonna talk about some funny stuff. We're gonna talk about some things that I've seen. Might pull up me sharing my screen so we can like look at some fun stuff, because I do kind of want to shout out some fun things, especially with Monster Hunter, because I don't know if you noticed, I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. I see Monster Hunter fan art, I like it. I immediately do. I know that likes aren't public anymore, but I still like that stuff. Every time I try and like it. And if I think it's really cool, you'll see me repost it. Cause then that means I really want other people to see it. So we have some stuff to talk about. So we're gonna talk about some drama. I am not a drama channel, and I will claim that I am not constantly because I don't always talk about drama. But the first thing that I kind of want to discuss is that I am still having beef problems with TikTok. I'm going to be honest out here. I understand that TikTok is trying to be a little bit more stricter when it comes to, I guess, having stuff on their app, but it's gotten a little too strict. And it seems that this is a trend that is happening with a lot of places, that they are just... It seems that a lot of sites are targeting VTubers specifically, because if you've seen me posting up on Twitter about this, and I also talked about it a little bit in the Discord as well, what is basically happening on TikTok, in particular, with me particularly, I don't know if any other VTubers are experiencing this, I haven't heard anything, but what I'm experiencing is the constantness of my videos being flagged as ineligible for the For You page, which, by the way, how TikTok basically works is you post up a video and it goes out to a small group of people on their For You page. So the For You page is literally the bloodline and the lifeline to you getting seen and your videos getting views and likes and shares and saves and whatever, right? So if it's not on the For You page, or it's ineligible to join the For You page, it's better off that that video never gets any views. Like literally, it would be better if you didn't post it at all. So that's what's currently happening, is that a lot of my videos had gotten marked as that. And do you want to know what they got marked with in particular? Is that they got marked with that for special content. I don't know why. There was nothing to suggest in it, and if you actually see the videos, because again on Twitter I did post up some of those videos that were being in question. One was me talking about a boulder, which is a giant rock. It seems that maybe the algorithm, or like the AI moderator that they have, like, because they have an AI moderator, almost every site has like AI moderators, right? It must have flagged it for saying a different word because it sounds pretty similar. And if you know what word it sounds like, you can understand what it might sound like. So I can understand that one. There was another time where I was trying to talk about me drawing the chest area of a woman, and it was not in a sexual manner at all. It was just me saying like, oh, at least I'm good at drawing these today, because it's just a funny joke, right? It's a funny joke, and if you watch it, you can see that's a joke. And then, for some reason, tubers, when I was talking about potatoes, because potatoes, if you don't know, were also called tubers. They're part of the tuber family, which is like the root vegetable family. So I was trying to say, we were talking about like potatoes and carrots and how they're tubers, and I guess tubers is offensive or something. I don't think it was the potatoes, but it was like weird that had been marked for going against some community guidelines. So I was like, okay, why is this going against community guidelines when there's nothing to insinuate that it is? And so I had appealed the Boulder one. There was another one, I forget which one it was, and then the last one that I appealed was the potato one, and their appeal, by the way, was that they had marked it as fraud and scamming. Me talking about VTubers are potatoes, because we were like, okay, well then what are VTubers then? Because yeah, and so it was a joke, and I'm like, anybody that could see that. So that, and by the way, it was an appeal for like over a week, right? And then they marked it as fraud and scam. I was not telling people to go anywhere. I was not saying anything about it. So I'm like, are they trying to insinuate that just because I'm a VTuber, I'm a fraud and a scam because I'm not real? Just because I'm a drawing? And so I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. And by the way, TikTok will never explain why they choose certain things. They never explain it. And I even went in and read the guidelines specifically, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything that's actually breaking this guideline. So I removed the video. I had to remove the video, which is so dumb. And now I have to walk on eggshells because now this is technically my first offense, right? And so they're like, hey, this is your first offense. You get another strike, you could be banned. So that's what's going on with TikTok right now. I'm still posting on there, but I now have to be like more selective of what I post, which is just the most infuriating thing ever, because it's basically a site telling you, hey VTuber, we don't care, you can't post this stuff. By the way, I can't say like bottom anymore on TikTok. I can't say, I can't curse. I have to bleep it all out. Even for YouTube, I have to bleep it out. That's fine. I'm like getting used and comfortable to doing that because I have things to bleep it out when I edit it for clips. But there is this like situation that is now just occurring where it's like I have to really edit down my videos to an extreme sense to basically almost appeal to family-friendly content, and I am not a family-friendly streamer. Basically, my content that I create for TikTok and YouTube has to be family-friendly. I am not a family-friendly streamer. Why do I have to adhere to this? The other thing is that I see constantly other TikTok creators that say and do the exact same thing and jokes that I do, and they're fine. And you want to know why they're fine? Because they're bigger. And it is. It's exactly the point that they are bigger. That they are bigger content creators. Or maybe they're not VTubers. And it's just like, it leads to this infuriating sense of just, I want to be able to post. I know that I can't post everything. There are community guidelines there for a reason. And I try and follow those as extremely as possible. And nowhere that I have ever seen in my content has it been so much extreme. And when I pointed out like that these had been labeled as that, other people that had went and looked at those videos, they're like, I don't see anything that could label it as that thing. Because again, most people have made these similar jokes. Like for example, it was me talking about why I can't say bottom anymore. I don't know why. I can't say that. I can't say I am a bottom. I can't say that particular phrase anymore. And we make a lot of funny bottom jokes in here, because we're 18 plus, right? Well, we can't make those jokes. I literally cannot clip any of that and make it into other content because I have to make it family friendly. And like, that's kind of the way that how short form content seems to be going, is like, I cannot make 18 plus jokes, even though that I am an 18 plus creator. That just means that my content is like, and my audience is mainly geared towards people that are adults and not that of children. Like, I don't think that any kids should be watching me. I definitely think that my content is way more for that of the older crowd, right? Because I'm 18, I'm over the age of 18, so my audience I want to curate is definitely also over the age of 18. And I'm not saying that, you know, and the other thing is I don't want kids to come in and then their parents get mad at me because I should parent your child. Like, not my monkey, not my circus kind of situation. It's not my kid. You know, if I had kids, which I don't, I have a fur baby. If I had kids, like, I would teach them about, like, what you can watch online, what you can't watch online, why you should watch this stuff, like, why it's appropriate for you, why it's not appropriate for you. Like, there is some rules and regulations that you would need to teach them because they're not going to learn it on their own. And it's just kind of really frustrating because I have been able to make this content in the past, and now I can't make this content anymore. I have to adhere extremely to being family friendly, and what does that do? It ends up leading kids into my content that I do not want there. And then people are saying like, oh, well, these kids are going on and watching this stuff, and then they're going into these content creators area and doing that. And it's like, yeah, it's not my fault. It's really not, because I'm being forced to make my content for your kids because that's what sites are telling me to do. I don't want to create content for your kids. I don't want to be for your kids. Unless like I'm doing like teaching stuff or like doing something that is like a teaching moment, like where we're like, I'm teaching people something, but most of my teaching revolves around people that are older so that they understand more of the complexities of this stuff. So yeah, but that is what's currently happening on TikTok that I have noticed much more, is that they are really, 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 really cracking down on stuff, and it's just not fun. I'm not saying like it's you know, I just, you know, we should be able to post whoever we want. No, I know that there needs to be rules. I know that there needs to be regulations, but it's more of that they are cracking down so much to the extremities that it is making me want to leave the app and never ever post anything anymore. By the way, I don't make any money on TikTok. I am not a part of their creator fund or anything like that. I don't make any money. I don't make any money from posting videos. And even still, if I did make money, like, I can't, because like most VTuber content, like most of clips and stuff, are less than a minute, so most of us probably wouldn't be able to make money anyways. And actually I know a lot of probably VTubers that don't make any money off of TikTok at all. And also, if you make money off of TikTok, it is like pennies to a view. So it's not even like in a long run sort of sense like really great to be be on there. I just post on there because it gets me seen out there on another platform. That's literally the only reason why I post on there. So if I lose it, I don't care, because I can post that same content onto YouTube, which I do, and also over onto Twitter as well, or X, because that's what other people call it. So there's other avenues for me to be able to post it on. It's just that this situation that's now happening is just not great. And the other thing is, I can literally show that the same videos that was getting basically blocked on TikTok are fine. They're completely fine on YouTube. Because YouTube understands. Because YouTube understands that you're probably not for kids. And the other thing is that you can put a marker saying that you're not for, like, this should not be shown to kids. So there is that. There is that as well. And I think that TikTok kind of needs to adopt that in a sense, that they need to understand that they're probably, for the most part, the people that are on TikTok, yes, are a little bit younger, but there also still is an 18 plus crowd that is on TikTok, and you're not giving them a space that kids cannot enter, right? And I think it's just that's what needs to kind of be done. Now, I'm not saying like they should be allowing smexual content on there, because they probably don't want to, just in case, but there needs to be other guidelines or something to basically say, hey, this is for 18 plus people. But the other thing is that on TikTok in particular, I have noticed that they don't actually take any metrics of, are you over the age of 18, and if you're male or female. Like, they don't take that at all. They just like guess based off of what you like. And I'm like, that's not really a good thing as well. But I can go on and on about like problems with TikTok, but for the most part, it's weird that this is happening now and that this is such a major shift. I also will say this much about TikTok as well. TikTok is extremely a pay to win app. If you pay a lot for promotions, you are going to get seen so much more. And a lot of people are always talking about like this quick hack to get out of the 200 views. And I'm like, look, no, that's not going to help you unless you pay. You have to pay. You have to pay for the promotions and you get seen more. Same on YouTube as well, but YouTube is a little bit more lax in a way. Like you don't have to do it in order to get views. Like I still get pretty decent amount of views on YouTube and stuff without having to pay for it. But TikTok, it's like, hey, give me money and you'll get more stuff. And like if I was making money off of TikTok, I would literally just reimburse that into promoting. 100% just reimburse it into promoting. I just like have it all saved side to side and that would just go to promoting. Wouldn't use it for anything else but promoting on there. But yeah. Oh, hacks. But that's kind of like the issue and the problem that I have currently with TikTok and the beef that I have with it. Again, I'm still posting on there, so if you do follow me on TikTok, it's just like, it's the same stuff that you will see probably on YouTube Shorts and probably on Twitter every now and then, because I don't post like all the stuff on Twitter. I just like post like a few that I kind of choose now and then to kind of just highlight. Like there is one that I want to post up, which is the Monster Hunter one that I just edited today. I'm gonna post that one up probably, but yeah, so TikTok is weird, and a lot of people actually in the content creation space can agree. Like TikTok is very much different than what it used to be in the past. But yeah, so I really wanted to talk about that because I think a lot of people have been really confused on Twitter why I'm like basically beefing and having like such a huge argument with TikTok. That is why. I'm glad I've given myself a few days to really talk about it because I really need to kind of collect my thoughts because I don't want to be yelling. I'm not mad. I understand. It's just, I think they're just being a little too strict. Like really strict, and I can understand being strict, but there's a difference between being an authoritarian parent and being like like reading the context. And one issue with a lot of platforms in general is that they have automated moderation or they have AI that just basically looks through it and then they're like, hey, this has like one thing in it that you told me was bad, so we're gonna block it. And that's basically what's happening. So it's like, even if you have like one little piece that's wrong, the entire thing is blocked. So you have to go in and appeal it, and then you have to wait for somebody to look at it, and the appeal doesn't guarantee that your video is going to be like good. The potato one, by the way, that got like a fraud and scam kind of thing on it, that was the appeal decision. So a person looked at it and said, oh yeah, this is a fraud and a scam. A person looked at that video of me talking about the funniness of VTubers and potatoes and all of that sort of stuff and said, this is a fraud and a scam. My good sir, do you not understand comedy? So it ended up being like, what the heck? So, and then I appealed that and I got immediately denied. It was automated. So like, and it's just kind of dumb. It's really kind of dumb because it just tells me, it's like, tell me you don't care about your content creators without telling me you don't care about your content creators, because you don't even spend the time to really like understand, or you don't care about the context, or somebody was on a power trip and just didn't care, or somebody just didn't understand what VTubing was and thought that this was a scam for some reason. Yeah, totally a scam right here, guys. Yeah, scamming all your money. You know, give George your credit cards. She gave George your credit card information. But yeah, so that was terrible. And unfortunately, this is just like the norms now when it comes to a lot of sites, is that there is this thing of just, it seems that they are kind of like targeting VTubers, and I just don't understand why. And I think it's more of, there are some people that are a little bit jealous that VTubers are doing so well. And I'm gonna be honest out here, I think it's a jealousy thing. I think it's very much a jealousy thing. Because I've seen a lot of like face streamers that are just really dislike that VTubers are doing well. Like, there's face tubers that hate that Iron Mouse is doing so well. There are people that literally hate VTubers so much to the extremes that I'm betting that they're just complaining on these sites that these people are like saying like, oh, VTubers are frauds, they're not real people, they're just like AI, they're not real, and all this sort of stuff. So it's like, it really kind of, that's incorrect. Hold on a minute. I thought I had saved that for another time. Oops, let me turn this off. Where is it? There we go. Just ignore that announcement. That's not true. The chapter 3 is not released. That was for next week. And I forgot. There we go. Okay, now it's fine. It's fine now. Look, I'm not smart. Anyways, but I'm done talking about TikTok, because the more I talk about it, I feel like the more infuriated I'm gonna become, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So let's talk about other stuff. You know what? Let's talk about Twitch Knock Knock instead. I'm gonna be honest out here. There's been a lot of other drama situations that's been happening. I'm not going to talk about that. You guys can go and look it up if you want to. I'm just going to particularly talk about the Knock Knock situation in general. I think that that is not a great thing. I know that collab content does really well, but me personally, I've had some experiences with collabing, and it just has not been good. I know that maybe early on I have also been a bad collaborator. I can 100% attest to that. I know that there has been some things that I've done in the past that would be a little irky to some people, so I'm better at collabing now. And every once in a while I do like to collab, and honestly I'm grateful that Rufus has like a place in his Discord for us content creators to kind of do. It's mainly for him and his area to basically just go in there and be like, hey, we're gonna collab about this, and I can jump in if I want to, and I can say no thank you if I don't want to. I actually almost ended up on a collab, but I didn't have the game and I was kind of like doing some other stuff, so I ended up not joining. But the content warning collab, yeah, that was like really last minute, honestly. I jumped in on that and I was just like, you know what, sure, I miss people. I want to collab, so I might do something like that later down the line with within the Discord, but of course only for other content creators that I know and understand and have a rapport with, so that then it's easier for us to collab and stuff, and have like a chat community to kind of collab with that. But the Knock Knock is just not the way to go about it, because the fact that anybody could just come in and just could harass me to collaborate with them, I don't want to. If I don't know you, I don't want to collab with you. Collabing is not just a come in and I will give you like recognition that's like one portion of collabing. Collabing for the most part is definitely a networking opportunity. It's mainly that of networking, but also building a rapport and a friendship with the people. Like, you know, I've built a really good friendship because thankfully Nightwolf like had been inviting me to collaborate with a bunch of people, and then I became friends with those people, and then we ended up building a rapport through that of collaborating. So it's it's definitely the way of how you gotta go about it. Is just, and some people on Twitter will sometimes put out there saying like, hey, I want to collab with people, so sometimes I kind of jump in on it and sometimes I don't. It just depends like how I kind of feel. Like, do I want to collaborate with this person? Is it going to be a, you know, way to get like more friend, like not a friend, but I would say it can develop into a friendship, and sometimes at the end of the day it's just a collaboration and it's just like you're being with like colleagues, right? So not all the time are you gonna get friendships out of it, and I will admit that. I will admit that sometimes you're gonna get friendships out of it, sometimes you're not going to. Just depends on how they work and how they function, right? But for the most part, I've been really lucky on not only having awesome people to collaborate with, but also that those people have become very nice friends. Though I don't talk to them very much outside of it. I need to get better at doing that. I've just been so boggled down with stuff, and also I'm just like always nervous to talk to people because I always feel like I'm gonna be in people's businesses. Like, you know, I feel like I'm interrupting, you know? So that's how I feel normally when it is collabing. I'm very, very much introverted. I've always been told, very much, by a lot of people that I interrupt a lot, and that, you know, oh, you're just interrupting people, like you're so nosy, like, you know, get out of our business. So I kind of was bullied a lot in that sense, so it makes it hard for me to collab a lot of times because I feel like I'm going to be like interrupting and being in your business and being all nosy, and I'm like, I don't mean to be, but I know like it's probably not that. It's just dealing with a lot of stuff. But the knock knock function on Twitch and how it's supposed to work was just rushed out really quickly, and a lot of people have been complaining about the rushing out of updates that Twitch is trying to do, and I think it's just like they're trying to compete so much with YouTube that they are just not thinking. There's just no thought happening with it at all, because if they thought for like 2 seconds, they would have realized how actually bad this could be, because people can and will abuse it. And the thing is that there's not anybody stopping anybody else from literally coming in knocking and literally just, you know, I don't know, saying the most heinous and vile stuff, right? It's like in Discord, like in the past, where like, you know, you had to like make sure that certain stuff was closed off so nobody could just hop in and say like the N-word and with the really hard R and then dip. So it's like, what's stopping people from doing that? Because that could happen. And then it's not the person that gets banned, it's you because it happened on your stream. So, you know, and if you're gonna want to reach out to me for like a collab, it's like, you know, I got my Twitter DMs open. You can always message me on Twitter. You can always comment. You could always like leave a comment saying like, hey, do you want to collaborate? Like, I don't care. You can comment about it. You can DM me about it. You can send stuff on Twitter. Now the thing is, technically on Twitter, or not on Twitter, on Discord, I kind of have my DMs closed, but you know, if you're asking for a collaboration or something like that, I will look at it, you know. I might stalk your page a little bit, because the thing is, like, before I collaborate with you, I kind of want to get a vibe of how you are and who you are, because it's just a thing that I do. It doesn't mean that I don't think that you're a terrible content creator. It's just more of me going, okay, do I think that I can vibe with this creator? Okay, I can. all right, I'm gonna message them back and say, hey, you know what? Let's collab. What do you have as an idea? And I'm gonna ask you what your idea is, because you're asking me to collab with you. Do you have any ideas? Like, what do you want to play? What time do you want to do it? You can't just come in and knock and say, like, I want to collab with you right now. Like, that's what the Twitch knock knock feature is. It's basically saying, I'm gonna collab with you right now. No planning, no, it's like no consent. It's like I'm not giving you like, you're just forcing the consent on me. And again, people can use it to harass. I've already turned it off for me, like, quote, turned it off, because you can't turn it off. The only way you can turn it off is by going in and literally saying that you only want favorites, and then literally just saying, like, and then putting nobody on your favorites. Again, that's really dumb. There should be an off button, especially with something like this that people want to opt out of, because I'm gonna be honest, some people might want to do it, right? There might be some people that want to use it. I'm not discrediting people that probably do want to use it. Like, I think, like, knock knock could work perhaps if you're doing, like, community game stuff, and then you put the favorites on the people that you only want to collaborate for the community day, and then you turn it off, right? So you basically have them in favorites for, like, that day, and then you turn it off. Or you can just turn it on for that community day and then just have them in your favorites and then turn it off, like, for the rest of the time. That is a better way to use it, because then you're already establishing, like, hey, this is a community thing. If you're streaming, like, for example, like, let's say we're all streaming, like, Monster Hunter, right? And then I just have it as, like, oh, anybody can join, and the other person is like, oh, I didn't know that they were going to be doing community. I want to jump in on it, and also I'm already streaming it, so we can collaborate, and then they can do the knock knock. Like, I could understand for that. Like, it works, but that's not what people are going to use it for. People are going to use it to literally go into bigger streamers and literally try and harass them into like, collaborating, when that's not what people want. It's like me walking up to Iron Mouse and literally knocking on her door and breaking in and literally harassing her to basically collab with me, which I don't want to do. I would, first off, never do that. But it's like doing that. And it's just not great. It's just not a great thing or idea to kind of put in place. Because again, it does force content creators to, like, do it without a second thought, and it's like, it just forces a harassment that could happen. And I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there are gonna be people that just don't know how to turn it off, or like newer streamers that are coming in, and they just get it and they're just like, what the heck is this? So and newer streamers don't know what to do, so you're gonna have that situation as well, and I feel like that's just not gonna be a good thing. But yeah, that's a knock knock situation. I don't really like it. I don't really prefer it. I can understand how it could be used well, but there's also so many ways that it could be used really badly. So yeah. So that's pretty much, like, the two big major things I wanted to kind of, like, talk about, which was the TikTok thing and Twitch thing. There is something I want to talk about as well with Vshojo, but I've decided to actually not talk about it. And at least talk about some other stuff, because I was, like, thinking about it and I was like, you know what, I'm actually not going to talk about that stuff. But I do want to talk about because I'm gonna be honest out here, I'm not really going to apply to other, first thing, I'm not really gonna apply to other companies, just because I feel like Vshojo and what it stands for and how it works is kind of the only one I want to really move forward with. If I ever did join, like, another company, maybe Idol under Brave Group, but that's pretty much it. Like, Vshojo or Idol, that's it. Those are like the only two that I can think of if I ever auditioned for anything. So back in July, I believe it was July, Vshojo had opened up auditions. I, of course, you know, was like, oh, this is really cool, this is really interesting, and I did audition. I will admit I did audition. If they ever open up auditions again, I probably will audition, but you'll never know because I'm not gonna say anything. I know I'm saying it now, but it's like people will forget. But honestly, it was just more of I wanted to audition just because I wanted to see what the audition process was like. That's mainly the reason I auditioned, because I wanted to see. I'm always like a person that likes to learn new things, so I really auditioned just to see how it was on the back end of how like it is to audition. And it was really nice. It you know, very clear cut, very nice with how it was organized. And of course you have to send in an audition tape. I'm not going to talk about what I submitted because honestly that is a thing between, you know, me as the auditioner and the people that wanted to see me. But I will talk about some of the other people's auditions. So the thing is, I'm going to just tell you a little bit behind the screen of literally behind the screen about what they usually ask for in an audition. Now this is, I think, like a pretty across the board thing for some parts, but they want to know like who you are, what your content is, and what are your goals and like aspirations, right? What do you want to complete? Like what do you want to do? So of course you all know I'm working on the comic, so that's one given, right? The other thing is like, you know, I did talk about more of like what I want my content to do and like what my main goal as a content creator is. And you know, it did sound really cheesy when I had said it, but it's really how I feel as a content creator. And you know what, I'm gonna actually say what it was. As a content creator, my goal as it is to be a person that just makes you smile, whether or not it's through my art or through my funny jokes and commentary. That's like my goal, like as a content creator. I even like said this, like I don't care about views, I don't care about follows, I don't care about all this. Like yes, those are nice because it gets you seen more, but that's not my goal at the end of the day. Like my goal is to, like, you know, if more people get to see like my content and what I create and it makes them smile and it makes them laugh, like that's what I am. Because the thing is that my role models and all the people that I've watched with content creation, like Markiplier and I has Cupquake and then like a few others back in the day, like they made me smile, they made me laugh, right? So I want to do the same. And that's basically what I said that was my goal. There was like other stuff of course too, but I've been seeing like a lot of people showing off their audition tapes and I'm like, ooh, one thing, you shouldn't show that. Two, it seemed that a lot of people, I don't think, understood what an audition tape was. And I'm not saying that all of the audition tapes were bad, because it did show like what the person's content was. It showed, you know, it also kind of showed a little bit that they could edit stuff, because a lot of them were very like professionally edited. Where me, with my half-ass choppy stuff, like, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a great editor. I edit what I can and what I can do, but again, you know, that's just how I have my content and that's just how I have it now. Could it get better over time? Yeah. Everything could always get better in time, so there is always that. So how my content is now might change in a year from now. Like for example, we're starting to now do just chatting content, which I rarely do, and I want to do it like a little bit more often, because there's always stuff that happens every week that we could just talk about and just have fun with, right? But it really was interesting to kind of like look at the back end of doing an audition and kind of like going through it. I will also admit this, it did take me a few days to really make it, because I had to think about like what I wanted to talk about and like how I wanted to go about talking about it, because you know, you're sitting here doing it. Now, the one thing that I noticed with some of the audition tapes, now bear in mind, I've never auditioned to stuff before. This is just me kind of like looking at them, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest, it gave me, or made me feel like, looking at all the other audition tapes, it made me feel like my audition tape was the shittiest thing that they had ever come across. And it made me feel shitty. It made me feel shitty to see other people's stuff. But then I realized, because I looked at it and I was like, you know what? It's because I might not be a great editor and these people have great editors. Eventually, I'm gonna get a good editor like that and my content's gonna look like that. So it might not look like that now, but it could eventually later on. Either I'll get better at making making edits like that, or doing that kind of stuff, and so I might get up to their level eventually.
This is getting emotional. Time to engage the chaos.
Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more. I don't have my headset in, so I'm gonna turn down my speakers on my laptop a little bit more so that you don't get the echo back in the mic, because I forgot to do that. Because we were just chatting, and sometimes wearing the headset hurts my head after a while. So I was like, you know what, we're not gonna use that. But no, like I'm not saying like it was bad, or you know, it's just more of like, sometimes I really deal with imposter syndrome. I deal with imposter syndrome extremely when it comes to content creation, okay? It's just how it is in content creation. Like, you're going to get imposter syndrome, but I have ways and things that I say to basically kind of counteract that, and that's what I was saying. Like, you know, I felt shitty about how they were looking, but then I'm like, wait, they have, you know, way more things than I do at their disposal, so, and I don't right now, but when I get to that, my stuff is going to probably look a little bit like more professional, like how their stuff is. But one thing that I did notice about a lot of them is it seemed that most of them were showing sometimes their streamer persona instead of showing them, because the thing is, yes, they have to understand who you are as a streamer, but they also have to understand who you are as an individual, because they want to make sure that you can synergize really well with them, not only from the aspect of being a content creator and your content, but also who you are as an individual. So there
Imposters
is that.
Can't get imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposters really can't get imposter syndrome, can they? Yeah. Soon I will become an imposter and I will have no more imposter syndrome. But yeah, so that's the Vshojo stuff a little bit. There's some other stuff I wanted to talk about, but I kind of don't want to talk about it because honestly, I don't know what happens behind closed doors on things. I can't really talk about that sort of stuff, and also, you know, there could be many other reasons to why that thing happened. I'm not going to talk about it. It wasn't something bad. I will say this much. It wasn't something bad. It was just something I felt was a little off. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it because at the end of the day, I don't know what happens behind closed doors. So all I know is like what I can see and what I did. That's it.
Time to move on. You're bumming yourself out. So time for more chaos.
No, not for chaos. Stop it. Sorry, I don't mean to bum you guys out. It's not like a bumming out. It's just more of like things that need to be talked about. You know what we can talk about though? Can we talk about my mother getting into K-drama? What happened? Can we talk about my mother getting into K-drama? Okay, let me just preface this, okay? Let me preface this for Mama Art, okay? Much better. This is the true reason you guys watch my content, okay? I just want to talk about, like, you know, all of that stuff early on, so we kind of get, like, all the bad stuff out, and then we can talk about all the funny stuff, right? And I did say that we were going to talk about upcoming things and funny stuff. So let's talk about Mama Art getting into K-dramas. If you don't know what K-dramas are, they're Korean dramas. And they're basically just Korean soap opera. Well, okay, there is Korean soap operas, which is different. No, Vshojo's worth it. Their only claim to fame is having already yeah, but that's how they work. No, that's just how Vshojo has kind of worked in the past. It's just how it is. Because you have to have at least some with how Vshojo wanted to start. Like, that's just how they wanted to start it, is like, you know, let's get a bunch of big indies together and creating stuff.
The WWE is the longest running soap opera.
The WWE is the longest running soap opera, because we all know that wrestling is definitely scripted. They do confirm that wrestling is mainly scripted. So there is that. If you didn't know that, it is. And I've never watched wrestling. I have plenty of other people that are like super into wrestling, and I'm just like, I don't understand any of this. But soap tastes bad. Soap does taste bad. But we're trying to talk about Mama Art. Okay, let me preface this. Okay, my mom is very old.
It's more effort to fake wrestle than to real fight.
True. My mom is very much part of the boomer generation, okay? I will admit that. She's definitely much older. I will not say what year she is, because I don't want to age her, okay? Even though I've said that she's actually older than Godzilla, which is super funny. And my mom, no, I'm not gonna say what her age is. I'm never going to say what her age is. I'll just tell you she's up there. But she might be up there, but she definitely does not look her age. Most of my family does not look our ages. I constantly get, a lot of people think that I'm 18. I'm 25. Okay, a lot of my family just looks really young. We got the good genetics. But even though my mom's very much older, like, there are some things that I just go, I'm surprised that she likes this stuff. And I kind of got her into watching some animes. I need to get her into, like, a few others, but it's hard because, like, if they're not on Netflix or Prime or anything like that, she, like, doesn't watch it. Like, if I bring my laptop over to literally show her stuff, she's like, no, I'm not watching it. She's like, only watching it on, like, Netflix and stuff like that, which is fine. Now, before I say anything, she watches more of, like, she's, like, more of slice of life romance, okay? So she doesn't watch, like, all the action stuff and all that, you know, she's like romance and all of that. The only one that she had watched that was, like, a little bit, like, sci-fi was Gargantia, I believe it's called. I forget the name of that one, but she has watched that one because I was watching it, and so she sat down and we both watched it. And then the other one that I wanted to show her was what was it? My Happy Marriage. Oh my gosh, she's like, when's the next season coming out? And I'm like, Mom, welcome to anime, where they don't make another season of shoujo. My mother understands our pain of the anime shoujo thing of where they never give us a second season, but I believe that the manga just, like, ends like that, where it's just like, you know, it's all gets resolved. There's nothing really more to like be said. But then I'm just like, you know, it's called My Happy Marriage, but they never get married. So I'm like, okay, is there more? And I need to collect more of the manga to see if it goes further, because at this point, I'm just like, it goes further. I know it goes further than this. And I'm literally only collecting the manga for my mother so she can read it. Because she really liked it. And she was like, when's the next season? I'm like, I don't know. I do want to show her like some other ones. I think that she might like Suzume, and a few other animes and stuff like that we need to kind of watch. So she is kind of interested in anime. She's not like extremely, but she understands the appeal of it, and she does like certain stuff of it. And honestly, my mother figured out way more things with anime than I did. Like, she would figure out the subplots and the twists and turns before I did, and I was like, And she would be right, and I'd be like, God damn. So, that's how you know my mother's invested, is when she figures out all the plot points before you even do. So, but I walked out one day, I was like, because my mom was like watching, so sometimes every once in a while my mom gets into watching like classic Disney movies, you know, like classic like Beauty and the Beast, like Cinderella, like princessy stuff. She just starts liking that, and she starts watching it again. She gets into the hyperfixation of rewatching them all. And then she hi and then I walked out, and my mom was watching a K-drama called Once Upon a Crime, where I don't understand. It's a K-drama movie called Once Upon a Crime about a bunch of fairy tales. Okay, so you have like Cinderella, and apparently like Cinderella gets like they convict her of a crime, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this K-drama? But I'm like, it's a K-drama, that's why. Of course, instead of, you know, a car accident, we have like a carriage accident. You know, we all know this trend. Oh my gosh. It was just pretty funny. But there was like Little Red Riding Hood trying to like figure out this crime, and I'm like, what the heck? Your mom's doing that too? My parents, especially my mom, became obsessed with K-dramas. Oh my god. I wouldn't say that she's obsessed with it. I think like she just like dipped her toes in it. She dipped her little toesies in it. But the thing is that I started her on anime, and now she's moving over into K-dramas. So, and K-dramas, like, and the thing is, I literally told her, I was like, Mom, if you like watching soap operas, you're gonna love K-dramas. I literally told her that. I was like, K-dramas are just soap operas to a different level. Because I'm like, you'll never know what's coming. Because they just go all over the place. The twists and turns are just so immense. Now, I'm gonna be honest out here. I've tried to watch K-dramas. I can't. There's way too many twists and turns. To be fair, I'm fine with most K-dramas. My mom likes more of the slice. I believe my mom will like more of the slice of life ones, and maybe more of like the fantasy ones. I think my mom would like the fantasy ones. Cause she like, maybe if there's anything of like science fiction, maybe. They just crack me up. They do crack me up a lot of the time. Like, they're just really funny. I just need to sit down with somebody and watch it, because like at this point, like I can't watch them alone because they distract me too much. But yeah, so that's that. My mom's getting into K-dramas apparently. Well, I don't know if she's watched any other K-dramas, but that one is one. But the thing is, like, if she likes that one, she might watch more. So we just have to see where it goes. She's going down on this path on her own. So I let her explore her own things that she wants to do. But honestly, my mom doesn't watch like a whole lot of shows and stuff like that. She mainly reads. Like, that's her leisure time, is that she just mainly reads. So, there's that. So, oh my gosh. What the heck? There you go. But yeah. So that's all I got to talk about with that. Nah, I'm not gonna talk about it. There is some, I don't snooze. I'm gonna snooze the ads. Snooze the ads. I have the perfect meme to show you guys right now. Hold on a minute. I need to make sure this is on the correct screen. Aha. It wasn't on the correct screen. Oh no. There you go. Okay. I just want to make sure it was on the correct screen before I turned it on. I think Opie, you will appreciate this. We're gonna talk about Monster Wilds. It's because it's setting up the because you can do pop-up camps, so you don't have to like have a designated camp. I saw that one earlier. I know you too well. I know you too well. But you can pop it up anywhere and just imagine the basil geese just coming after you. Oh my gosh, I would run. I would run for the hills. But here is the thing I really wanted to talk about, which is Windsong Village, Kunafa. It's a settlement you'll visit in Windward Plains. The village is known as the home of this Sykert. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the mount right. And is also renowned for its delicious cheese produced by milk of their livestock. Which ones? We're going to get an answer to the milk. We're going to get an answer to the milk, finally. Finally! We're going to know where the milk comes from. And we're gonna be able to eat cheese. I literally edited this clip. I will post this up later of the me just going and saying it. It's from Rishing, obviously. Oh my gosh. See, I don't know. I hope it is. It would be so funny. It'd be so hilarious if that was the case. I just want to know. And so many people, oh my, yeah, this is the first comment, and I'm gonna be honest, I love this comment because I love this, like, post in general. You may facilitate, I don't know what that means, a woman by giving her a piece of cheese. Yes. I'm a simple woman that just wants cheese. I just want cheese. I want my cheese. Yeah, but honestly, I'm gonna be honest, the village actually looks really cool. Like, I like how this looks. But I'm also gonna be honest, do you remember, like, I'm trying to think, in World, there's like a little area in World that's in like the Coral Highlands. When you go underneath, there's like a shell that looks like it's a hut area that looks like somebody lived in.
Give George your cheese, and I will give kisses.
No. It looks like someone lived in, and it reminds me of this. Like, it reminds me of this. But I do like all the blues. I'm a person that loves blue, so this is really nice. It's also really interesting because are these gems? Like, are these gemstones, or are they scales from something? That's what I'm wondering. Like, are they gemstones or are they scales? But again, this looks really nice. I believe they're running on Unreal Engine 5. Like, it's running on Unreal Engine 5, I believe, unless it's an in-house engine, because the lighting on this looks great. And I can already tell you this much, my laptop is crying at how this is going to run, because I don't think that my laptop can run it. My laptop can run World just fine, because it came out when World did, so it's like the specs are fine. Of course, it's very hard to run world and stream because it's a lot of demand. But Wilds? Wilds? We might need to get a new PC. But there was another thing that came out, and sadly, this is only a collaboration in Japan. This is only in Japan. And I'm so mad about it. This is for the 20th anniversary. They are doing a collaboration with a glasses company, which, by the way, happens a lot in Japan. There's a lot of stuff in Japan that is like a collaboration with glasses, and I'm like, Mama needs a new set of glasses. Mama needs a new set of glasses. I want one of these. Like, these look so good. They just look so good. I don't know what this monster is. I don't think I've ever faced this one. I think that's why. Is that Valstrax? I believe so. I know this is Fatalis. You want this Zinogre one? I know, the Zinogre ones look sick. The Tigrex ones look good too. The Nargacuga, yeah, I love the Nargacuga. I like the Gorongala. I think that all of these look really good, except for maybe the Palico. I think the Palico is a little plain, but all the rest of them look really good. Fatalis looks really good if I wanted like a silver. But, I think like the frame I would probably wear, like an actual frame, like the actual frames I probably would wear is Zinogre. I think this is Valstrax. Probably Rathalos, but probably not. Definitely Fatalis. I would like these just for collectible. I don't know if I'd wear them. I'd probably collect them mostly. But they all look good. The sad thing is that you can only get this in Japan. It's only Japan. I do not believe that they will ship worldwide. But I don't know. It looks like this is only for a certain time. I haven't translated this post, so let me see. Be sure to grab it before it sells out. So yeah, this probably is a limited collab. Meaning like it's only gonna be for a while. I don't know when. And like when it will. Oh look here, we're getting actual pictures. Someone took an actual picture. That looks really cool. Like with the... That looks really cool. But let me see if there's any other pictures. Oh, here's a wonderful picture. So you can kind of see what they look like. Okay, the Palico looks fine in person. I think it's like more, it's better, but like on the white, it just didn't look right. But yeah. But they look good. The Fatalis looks cool. Wait, where the heck did the Gorgala one go? It's gone! Here, let me see. Bro, think it's what the that's so funny. Fatalis yeah, the sad thing is like again, this is Japanese only. But again, it's really cool when they do this kind of stuff. I will say I don't think that they will move this over to America or like worldwide. I don't think that they'll open it up for worldwide. So sadly, it's not going to be a worldwide open, which is sad because I would love for it to be worldwide, but it's not. Why is Critical Role? Oh, I think it's the Among Us collab. That's why. I think that's why Critical Role is trending now, because you can see the Critical Role trending here. I think it's because of the collab they're doing with Among Us. But I do think that this is really cool, and I think a lot of people definitely are agreeing, like, you know, this is really cool for their it's their 20th anniversary. I'm not surprised that they were gonna do something even more. The only thing that we did get worldwide was the MSI collection, where it's like the Rathalos, like full PC kind of thing. That was it. And that's like really all we got. But I feel like if they did this more worldwide, like, they would make so much money. They'd make so much money from this. I would so buy this. I would make like my prescriptions to this, like literally, because I do wear prescriptions. That's why sometimes my eye tracking is really weird. because I do wear prescription glasses. I need it in order to see. I can't see I can't see far away. I can see up close. But I do wear bifocals to just help me focus with reading. Which my doctor, like, when they saw that, they were like, why are you wearing those? I'm like, look, don't ask me. It's just to help me focus. We do have we have some other stuff. This is by a small business, but I kind of like their shirts that they're doing. These are like Stardew Valley shirts. And I was like, this is me today. I feel like this just encompasses every Stardew Valley streamer and every Stardew Valley person ever. It's just like, we're all tired. We're all feeling, I'm starting to feel exhausted. But they also have other stuff. This is a new drop that they're doing, which I think is great. The Star Drop Saloon, and it's a star drop, and then it says food, spirits, and coffee. I'm like, this is so great. This looks good. I saw that. We must have the same Twitter. Opie, I do believe we have the same Twitter feed. I'm going to be honest. The only difference probably is that I have a lot of yaoi on it. I literally cannot show you my Twitter feed currently, because if I did, I would probably get banned off of Twitch real quickly. I love the exhaustive. Yeah, and it's currently a giveaway. They have a giveaway. Look, I like a lot of BL stuff, okay? I will admit it, alright? I am slowly delving into it, okay? That's why my name is the sus drawing arc, okay? Right? Thank you for the advance. Yeah, but this closes today. It closes today. So if you didn't enter it, well, but we all feel too exhausted anyways to do it. But yeah, that's kind of the stuff I wanted to show. So let me just turn this off. But yeah, no, I bet you. I opened up my Twitter. It's just gonna. I'm literally gonna look at my Twitter feed right now. What do I see? What is the first thing that pops up? Why is it Arctic Clacy playing freaking Wizard 101? You know why? I'm not surprised with that. Okay, let's. Yep. Oh wait, I have that many channel points. Okay, I have now 2. I have to do Pug and I have to do you. So there's 2 people to do. Heck yeah, turn me into a plushie, I will. I just wanted to wait until there was more people so I could do it for a stream. Because I didn't want to just do one person, because it's pretty fast and easy. Okay, you know what? You know the funny thing is that my second thing on my Twitter feed is literally sus art. It's a sus comic, which is actually pretty funny. It's a funny one, but it's definitely 18 plus and shouldn't be shown on Twitter. This is why I can't go through my Twitter. I'm gonna like this really quickly. Again, most of it is like, some of the reasons to why I like mostly the 18 plus stuff is, 1, because they know how to draw their anatomy, so it's just great for references. I'm not even joking. Most of it is because of references and anatomy. The second thing, inspiration, okay? I'm gonna be honest out here. It's inspiration. It is really inspiration. But it also like kind of like helps me to understand like, hey, you don't have to draw this like really nice and cleanly. Like you can still do sketches and stuff and get like a good result. Right? Actually, and most of the time I don't even know what the characters are. I just like it. Sometimes it's people's OCs, sometimes it's like other stuff, so who knows? Who knows what it is? It's just funny. It's just really funny. But yeah, there's a reason I can't show my Twitter feed. I'm gonna be honest, Jose has also poisoned my Twitter feed. Cause his Twitter feed is worse. He gets like actual real IRL boobies and I just get drawings. I just get nice art, okay? He's like, like, why do you have this on your feed, but I get this? I'm like, I don't know, man. That's your feed. I don't know. And again, it's not a him problem. It's just more of like, because of the people that he follows, like this ended up happening, and he's just like, you know what? I just accept it at this point. But you should hear him. He's like scrolling through his feed, and he's like, why is this on here? He just scrolls past it, and he's like, why is it more? But most of the time, he sends me just really funny memes most of the time. All of them are just the funniest memes. Most of it is like, this is us kind of memes, like, this is so us. And even I do that. I go like, this is totally us. That's literally our entire messages are just that. I cannot do any more skipping of ads, so you're gonna have to unfortunately suffer with probably a 3-minute ad soon. But like, yeah, most of our stuff is memes. It's just memes. Most of our communication is just memes. Or every once in a while he'll send me something and he'll go smash, and I'm like, yes, agreed. Agreed. So great. What the heck? Oh, I forgot about that thing. Or sometimes, there's a place called Mochipon that we both like, and I want to get like a lot of outfits from, but the artist for Mochipon posts up a lot of like stuff, and so sometimes what will happen is I'll see it and I'll send it to him, and then he'll see it on his timeline and he'll send it to me, so we'll get like, we'll just get where we both sent it at different times, and I'll be like, did you just send me the thing I just sent you? And he goes, oh yeah. But it's because we both see it on our timeline. That's me and Laura on Tumblr. Oh my gosh, yes. I love when that happens. And we don't do it just on Twitter and X. We do it on like almost any platform. That it always happens. But it's like a nice way of like we understand each other so much to the point of like, we understand this, you know? It's like, it's just cute. It's just so cute. So yeah. And it's really nice. And it's really great. No. I don't know where I'm going with that. Oh, you know what I want to talk about? Oh no, there's ads! I can't talk about it now! How terrible! When the ads are over, I'll talk about it, because it's something really, really funny. But basically, has anyone seen or listened to Epic the Musical? Has anyone listened to it? I have beef with the creator. Not in a funny way. In a funny way. I laugh. It's a funny way. It's a funny beef that is dumb. But I haven't heard of it. Okay, so have you heard of the Odyssey? Have you heard of the Iliad and the Odyssey? But please spill the tea. Okay. Okay. No, I have to do it when the ads are over, because I feel like everyone would like to know this. I'm like quickly looking through my Twitter feed right now. But another thing that we can talk about is I've been seeing all over the place of people making like different Mikus, and I'm here for it. Because somebody like drew up a Brazilian Miku, and now everyone's like cosplaying Brazilian Miku. Now there's other people doing like, I've seen like Scandinavian Miku. I've seen like, right now I'm getting a Goth and Garu Miku, which technically already exists. If you think about it in the long run. But it's so cool to see like a bunch of people. So it's like another art trend basically of draw Miku and like different kinds of things. Honestly, I would love to draw Miku as like one of my as like a Telvin, but I don't think it would work. Telvin is the race that my comic is in. So because they're not humans, because they're magical. They're magical creatures. They're magical. We gotta follow the magic and we gotta follow the, what was it? He's magical Leopardon. He's gonna show us the way. I just like that Pokemon Miku collab where everyone was drawing Miku as different Pokemon type trainers. Yeah, well, no, yeah, that's true. And I think it's just that, but in a different way. It's literally just that, but different. With, instead of like, more like real world like stuff. Which I think is really cool. I saw Indian Miku. That was beautiful. Her sari, oh, it was pretty. It looked good. It looked really good. I've also seen Puerto Rican Miku. Oh, that looked good too. She, like, Puerto Rican Miku, like, had like this like the skirt, or like the little like shawl skirt that she had was like the flag, which was really cool. And then she, I believe she had like a star in her hair or something like that to basically mimic like the Puerto Rican flag, because that's what they were basically basing it off of, like Brazil Miku. So there's like a whole entire trend with that of like Brazil Miku started it, and now like everybody is drawing like Miku from all of the different backgrounds and ethnicities, and I think that that's really cool. I really like it. And a lot of people were saying like this is a really cool trend because it's a way to just like highlight and represent everybody. But now that everybody's back, we can spill the tea on my drama with my beef, my tea that I have to spill with Jorge Rivera Hernandez. I almost said Hernandez, and it's not Hernandez. Henares. I forget how I get halfway through it and I forget the last part. But he is the creator of Epic the Musical. Epic the Musical is basically taking the story of the Odyssey, which is the Iliad and the Odyssey. And if you don't know what the Odyssey is by Homer, it is a Greek tragedy about Odysseus and his journey to get back home after the Trojan War. And a lot of stuff happens. And basically, the musical is basically talking about all of that sort of stuff. It's a musical that isn't really a musical. I would argue it's more of an opera because most of all of the stuff is really sung. It's basically he's making a musical for a musical that doesn't exist. Like, it is not a Broadway show. It's not like actually like going on to show people. It is just literally just the music, and that's about it. Sometimes he will hire animators to make little animatics for each song, to just kind of like have you get like a sense and feeling of like what the song is, and it just like sets you more into like what is happening, which is really cool. But the beef I have is that every time, this has happened twice now, okay? That's how much.
Pug is helping trim a tree.
Nice. But it's happened twice now, where whenever I am going to be posting up my comic by chapter and me like trying to push it out there in the fantasy world to like cool and read, this man comes up and he's like, I'm just gonna drop Epic the Musical, the next part. I'm like, bitch, get out of the way. Like, no, it's just funny. It's just comedically funny. That it's just like, I feel like now, every time that I'm just gonna drop my comic, like, there's gonna be another part. And the funny thing is that the first time that this happened, it was with the Thunder Saga. I'm a storm deity, and the first one this happened with. Like the irony happening is just hilarious. So, Jorge, I have beef with you. Stop dropping it when I'm dropping my comic, because I will be like Zeus and smite you. This is all a joke. I don't have actual beef with him. I think that he's an excellent composer. I think that his music is absolutely great. And I'm gonna be honest out here. If you kind of want to see and feel like how the power of like Siren, which was like the previous deity of the sky and storm. If you want to feel like how he was, literally just go and listen to the Thunder Saga and listen specifically to like the Zeus one, which I feel like is Thunderbringer, I believe. I forget which one it's called. Yeah, that I like every time I listen to it, I'm just like, that's not just Zeus, that's fucking Siren. And I think it doesn't help because a lot of my story and how I wanted to revolve around it is actually kind of inspired by a lot of Greek mythos. And a lot of Greek mythos happens to be tragedies. So that just bodes so well for the comic, doesn't it? Doesn't it, everybody? But yeah, no, it's really funny that that just has been coincidentally happening. Like, literally, the day that Chapter 3 is coming out is also the day when the Wisdom Saga is coming out, which is also August 30th. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm taking hiatus. Then maybe I can stop this curse. Because I swear to God, if it happens every single time, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna come after you. Nah, it's just like a weird, funny coincidence. But honestly, I have listened to it. You can, so there are 2 different ways of how you can listen to it. So the thing is that there was some situations, so this is actual tea that happened with the epic musical. So the first 3 parts, which was the Troy Saga, the Cyclops Saga, and... or no, those are the first 2 parts. I believe it's the first 2 and not the 3rd one. But the first 2, what ended up happening is that Jorge, like, signed with a, I guess a music company of some sort, and they basically withheld a lot of money from him. Like, they still owe him money. And so what he did is he's like, well, I want to get that music back, so like can I buy it back? And they said no. So when the and I'm like trying to think, so he remastered them all with the Thunder Saga coming out. He remastered all the first parts, and now has it under like a new one, a new like collection. So it's like follow that collection and not the other one that only should only have like the Trojan, should only have like the Troy Saga and Cyclops Saga, and I believe the Circe Saga. But yeah, so, but it's really good. I think it's great for a lot of people that don't want to read the Odyssey. It encompasses enough for you to understand the Odyssey. And honestly, how the Iliad and Odyssey were originally told were through plays. Like, it was this way. Probably not with singing, but definitely was put on as a show like this. So this is probably more on brand to how you should be able to encompass it. Because just reading it isn't going to do enough. Because, like, you need that emotion, that expression, to really understand it. And even if you look at the Iliad and the Odyssey and how they're kind of written out like almost like poems, and you're supposed to read it kind of almost like a poem, or like a script in some sort of way. So it kind of makes sense. And honestly, just having a musical is just way easier. It's just way easier. To really show it, because that's actually how it's supposed to be done. And I'm gonna be honest, if I ever get like Audible or anything like that, I'm probably going to listen and read and listen at the same time to the Iliad and the Odyssey, because I feel like that is the best way that you're able to really fully understand it. Because, you know, you get the expression and everything. You get the expression, you get like the emotion behind it. So, but yeah. So, I guess you also got some real actual tea with that. But it's really cool. So, okay. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah. I'm trying to, I ran out of all the things I wanted to say. My goodness. I don't know how some people do just chatting streams for like hours and hours, because there's some people that I'm just like, how do you do like just chatting for like hours? And I just look at you and I'm like, you really are built different, aren't you? You truly are built different. But I think they just like have more things that they can discuss. And I think that's why. And this makes me go, eh. Well, you know what I can talk about? I can talk about the comic that's definitely coming out in a few days. I'm gonna be honest, this chapter was a lot, and now I literally am putting a limit on chapters, or like on pages, for how many pages I can do. Because I basically, for this month, I basically did 2 chapters in 1 month. That's like basically what it is. Because usually about the amount of chapters that I make.
Art of Chaos on Audible when?
I don't think it'll ever be, but because I don't want it. I don't know if it will be. But on Friday, what we'll do is we're gonna have like a little viewing party for it, so that we can like read through it. I don't know. We're gonna do like a little reading through it, because there is some stuff that gets a little dark. I will say this much. Read carefully and look at everything. Because I'm a person, and as a writer, I do like to put a lot of foreshadowing into things. There is a lot of foreshadowing to be had. There is more to it than what's there. I do also understand that some of the things that they say might be a little confusing, but it's just because, like, you have to understand that this is a different world, and, like, how things work is different. It's a magical world. It's a magical world. And they have their own language. I basically imagine that this language is being translated from a different language into English, so there are some things that don't make sense. But I try and help out with, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm, like, slowly starting to think, I'm like, at this point, I'm gonna start needing to put in a glossary at the back, like they do with Dame novels, where I have to put, like, a glossary of, like, how to pronounce names and literally, like, definitions for things. I need a glossary section. I don't think, like, at the back, but I'm, like, slowly starting to think, like, I'm gonna probably need a glossary section at some point. I don't know when, but at some point. Thankfully I do have, like, a character showcase area where it kind of shows off the people, but I think that there might be some people, like, confused because they're gonna talk about certain things and then it's like, oh, what is this? But yeah. There's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to Dune it, aren't I? Where, you know, Dune at the back of the book has, like, a whole entire giant glossary. It's like a third of the book is just a glossary. I world built a little too close to the sun, okay?
I've been listening to the Mighty Pujima audiobook. Unfortunately, it's read by Liam Nielsen.
What? I didn't know Liam Nielsen actually did that. Well, if it's going well, it's going well, right? Yeah, there's that. Oh, you know what? I've been thinking about playing Black Myth Wukong. I'm gonna be honest out here, it's just not my kind of game to play, so I'm probably not gonna play it, but I will probably watch other people play it. Because I think that it looks nice. I've seen some of it. Like, Black Myth Wukong looks cool. Because honestly, I love, like, the story of the Journey to the West, so you know, I vibe with it. Trying to think. No. I was like trying to think of something. I don't know why I can't think. Why can't I think? There is no thought. There's no thought in my eyes, aren't there? Do I ever have any thoughts, though? Are there any thoughts behind my eyes? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, hold on. Not this. I want to show you guys something that I'm gonna post up probably later on. Yes, open this
I've decided to marry Liam.
I'm probably gonna show this later on, but let me do this. Okay. I know it's a weird side-by-side. This was actually inspired by another content creator that had done this for their 1.0 and 2.0 comparison. Yeah. There's definitely a large change happening here. I know so many. I'm gonna be honest. Every time that I post about my 2.0, Opie, you're always my hype woman. You're my hype woman with this. Every time when you just like hype me up, it just makes me feel so good. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm still planning for this to be in May, but I'm gonna be honest. I might have to take April off in order to really kind of like get things done for it. But I will say this much. It's easy to hype something that's freaking easy. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if we'll ever work on live 2D stuff on stream with it, because I kind of want to keep that hidden about how it's moving. I might show some things. Like, I might show maybe, like, upgraded eye blinks or something like that. You know, I might show that stuff, but I'm not gonna show everything. I feel like I still want to hide a few things for ya, you know? I want to hide some things behind the scenes. I want to make some things special, right? But for, like, how this is going, I'm hoping that with the hiatus from the comic and a few other things that it'll give me the time that I need. One thing that I do have to do is emotes. I'm making my own emotes. I was gonna commission somebody to do them, but then I really thought about it, and I'm gonna be honest out here. The reason that I think that my 2.0 is not gonna be very good to make emotes out of to commission for is because I have 3 fingers, and also because of how the mouth is. Because those are 2 big things that are part of my design that you just can't easily, like, throw. Like, the mouth might be fine, because, like, that's kind of easy, but I think that some people might forget, like, oh, they have 3 fingers, so you're gonna have to, like, draw the fingers differently for the emotes. You can't just have it be, like, a plug and play, because that's not how the hands are. So I think the main problem that might turn people away is because of my hands. Probably not because of my mouth. Probably mainly my hands. Even though that a lot of emotes probably don't have hands, but I do need to, like, write down a cohesive list of, like, one, what you guys use, what I know you guys use. I know that a lot of you guys use the George emotes especially, which I don't think that we're gonna ever change those. I was thinking about updating them, but I think we're not gonna really change them. Some of them might be switched over to, instead of being George, to being the new mascot. Because George is my co-host, but we do have a mascot as well. which is gonna be the little storms, the new little storms, which are gonna be called you're gonna be called my chaotics, my little chaotic gremlins, right? That's what you guys are. I am still thinking of designs, and everything that I want to do. The other thing is, like, I have to definitely make a lot of big decisions right now. Which one is, do I want to keep George the way that they are, being the way that they are? Or do we want to upgrade George to actually having like a live 2D model, which basically I already have a live 2D model for George. It's literally the frog model that I already have. I just need to go in and update a few things, and I'm just gonna use that. And then change a few things. And then that'll be probably George's model, because like I already have it done. Don't fix something that's already perfect, right? And then of course we're gonna have the mascot, but then I'm like, do I want to have the mascot as well on screen and have that be like a second like chat bot? And if we do, like, I don't know how I'm gonna use it or what I'm gonna really do with it. So I could make it that it's a chatbot that literally just talks, like, does weird, I don't know what I want to do with it, but I don't want to have like two things. I don't want to have two chatbots on screen at all times, because we love George, we keep George, we can George, but I don't know about, like, because I can't always do you know, this little thing, right, with the storms, right? Where it's like cuddling you guys, which is gonna happen in the 2.0 as well. Is like there's gonna be some cuddles that can happen. I already have that set up to do. It's just a lot of big decisions that I need to kind of make, and definitely the emotes and overlays and all of that stuff is probably the first thing that's gonna get done, because the model and everything like that is going to take way longer, right? It's going to take me some time. So it's like, let's get the stress out of the emotes and everything done, and then move on to other stuff, right? So yeah. And we're just going to see where it goes and what happens. And I'm going to be honest, with a lot of things I want to make and do for the model, we're just going to hope and pray that my laptop doesn't give out on me. For making the model, not even just for anything else. It's like there's already so many layers on the live 2D model currently. Of course, some of it I do have to like make it rendered down, so like, you know, merge down, because there's some stuff that doesn't need to really be there. There also is like just a few other things that I want to test out, and it's just gonna take some time. But I'm hoping with everything that, you know, I can do it. And then the 1 month before is literally just putting in all the implementing it. So I don't have to like stress about it, and I can just implement the stuff, and I just be taking a month off of streaming, which technically is probably not a great thing to do. Because a lot of people be like, well, if you're gone for a month, like, it's not really good. But I'm like, well, I'm going to be doing it to prep for the 2.0. And a lot of people usually take a month off beforehand to do it. Because it's also a rebranding. I need to literally go in and, like, re-edit my name, right? So there's going to be a few changes. Because I am wondering if we're going to add to the name, so basically add it, or we're going to change the last part. That's still like something I want to do. Are we going to do Art Creates Chaos? Or are we going to do Art Chaotix? That's the thing. Do we want to add, or do we want to change? The good thing is that my art tag, Artsy Sketch, can still be kept. The other one probably not, for the fluff stuff. We're gonna change it probably. But yeah, so there's some things that I'm trying to like think about of what I want to do for the 2.0, especially because it's not a complete rebranding. It's just an expansion. It's like the expansion pack, you know, right? So there is that. Just a little upgrade. And I'm gonna be honest, I think this model and just what I want to do with my content of being like just extremely funny, all chaotic, unlocking art DLC, yeah. That's why I'm like, do I want to make my name longer of doing Art Creates Chaos? Because that's kind of what we're doing. Or Art Chaotix to make it simpler and smaller. Because like, yeah, I'm a content creator. I do make things, but I mean, like, do I want to like make my name a little bit more easier to find? Or what? And I'm just like still, because I'm like, I've had Art Creates for 3 years now. It's like a lot of people know me as Art Creates. So changing it now just seems a little bit interesting. But at the same time, I'm not huge. I'm not big, right? So if I do change it, it's like, you know, I'm going to definitely put out a thing of like, hey, we're changing the name. It is getting changed from Art Creates to Art Chaotix. And honestly, I'm starting to kind of like the name. Again, still keeping art so people can still call me that. So we're not changing things completely. I think Ebby changed his, because his used to be like Ebby Live, and now he switched over to Ebby Wizard Boy. So yeah. I like Art Chaotix too. Yeah. And it's like, I think it defines me more, you know? I'm a chaotic gremlin. I'm definitely very, very chaotic gremlin. I'm funny. I like to be funny. I like to be all over the place and just a chaotic little menace. And then all of you would be called my little chaotics. So then, you know, you would be called the chaotics. Which I think sounds cooler, you know? That sounds like a lot cooler. I'm not gonna even copyright chaotics, because I know that other people use chaotics as well. So it's not even just a copyright issue. It's more of like, it's easier for you to find me. Because if you do Art Chaotix, like, I feel like you could find me better. The other thing is too, I'm just gonna look this up really quickly on Twitter. Does anybody have the name Art Chaotix? Someone has Chaotix art, but no one has Art Chaotix. So that's good. That's actually really good. So, I just think it's like something that a lot of people probably don't think about, but yeah. We might be like I might announce the name change in January. So I'll be basically announcing it, like saying, hey, guys, in several months from now, it's going to be changed. And I'm going to make sure to inform people and tell people that it's going to be changed. So that then people don't get all like, wait, weren't you Creates? And it's like, yeah, we changed it. Because then I have to go on the back end and change a lot of things, so I will just have it up. But definitely more of like when we start to kind of like go into more of the 2.0, especially for 2025. We're just gonna see. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Also, one thing, I don't think I will be able to make my male model as well. It seems that right now I can only probably make this model and maybe the chibi. And that's it. So unfortunately there will be no Furby. The Furby will be getting removed. Sad, I know. We might be able to do a Scuff. I might be able to do 2.0 Scuff. So instead of the Furby, it'll be replaced by the Scuff. And the male will unfortunately not be done, but what I'm planning on is it's gonna be done for my birthday. Okay? It's gonna be done for my birthday. So we're basically doing what I did last time too, where I had the male and then eventually I did it with like but here to satisfy you all, let me go over and get the 2.0 mail for you. Where is that? I meant. Oh, I have it out here, that's why. Here. Yeah. Open. There you go. There you go. To satisfy you all. I still am not completely set on this design. I'm set on the bottom. Like all the bottom here. And like the wings and stuff. The top, I'm still iffy about. I'm still a little iffy. A little iffy on the top. Opie, of course. I'm still a little iffy on the top area here. But I do like how it's looking. Also, some nice toesies for you. The toesies are out. Oh my gosh, what the heck was that? Why is it like jiggling all around? I don't know why it was doing that. It was spasming a little bit. Yeah, but I do like how this is looking. One thing that I kind of want to do is make these like flap a little bit, so like when I'm happy the wings will flap. So I want to give myself a little bit more time, because I know how to do these, the wings. I know how to move the body, I know how to do all that. It's just some of the face stuff and this that I want to give myself like a little bit more time to do. The other thing is that I did add something that I want to implement, which is there is going to be a tattoo here, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to go about doing it, but we will see. But again, you know, the fingers, the fingies are probably going to get like a lot of people, and that's why I don't want to do like I don't want to put the emotes onto anybody else. And then the other thing is too, is the mascot is probably going to change. So I'm going to actually show you what the original idea was. So here was the original. So this is, oh, sorry, I forgot to press OK. Here was the original. Hello. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Sorry. Here was the original idea that I had. I kind of liked the shape, but I thought it looked a little too creepy. I was like, yeah, no, it looks a little too creepy. So I toned some stuff down, and we got this. And then I'm like, it's getting there. And so I am thinking of another different idea, because I like this, but I want it to look more chibi, you know? Like, it looks too evenly proportional, and I'm like, I kind of want it to have like a big derpy head. I don't know. I want it to look more different, right? And honestly, I would love to like host like a competition for it, but I don't have anything that I could give for monetary value. I don't have money for that. I don't have anything that I could give, because I would want to give you monetary value for it, for those that, you know, do it. And I would love to have like a competition, but I don't think I can't, and everything. I just feel like I can't do it, which is sad, because I want to. But, you know, it is a problem in a situation. But I did see like a kind of idea that somebody had for their mascot, and I kind of got inspired for what I could do. I don't know if I liked it anywhere. I probably didn't, because I just saw it and I scrolled on past like I normally do, which is so dumb. But I was like, oh, that looks cool. I could probably do something like that. Because I'm going to be honest, the mascot, if you don't notice, it is inspired a little bit by King from Owl House. I was inspired by that, and I was also inspired by Charmander. So it's like a mix of the two. I almost was inspired by Agumon to make it a little bit like a dragon, but then I'm like, I'm not a dragon VTuber. It wouldn't make sense. King, I love him. Yeah! And then I was like thinking about it more and I'm like, you know what? If we're gonna go with like bones, because I have like a lot of bones on my design, and I'm like, why don't I put bones on this one? And I think I have an idea for a design that could mix a few things and might be also inspired by Cubone. So some Pokemon and some other stuff. So yes, bones. We always need some bones. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in Jose's 2.0, he's also getting bones on his design. His 2.0. So the thing is with how Jose is gonna be is like he's gonna have like a PNG tuber. He doesn't know if he's gonna stream anymore or anything like that. But if he does, he'll like have something. But he like literally said, "Here's my idea. Go forth." Draw my little gremlin, and I did, and he liked it. So but honestly, I like, what the heck? I like what I'm cooking with. I need to color. I need to do coloring though, because that's like the one thing, because I need him to decide on color. Because soon in the comic, I thought I was gonna introduce his character like later, but I think I'm gonna introduce his character like earlier than I expected, so I need to color stuff. And the reason being is because I don't know why, but I have henceforth made it that Jose is basically gonna end up as our navigator, because of stuff. When he comes in, like you'll understand why so many people are gonna be like, oh, this makes more sense. So yeah. You know what I'm gonna do is just to keep you all entertained for the most part, I'm just gonna have this up. I feel like this is the best way to entertain people, because then I can just go jingle jingle jingle. I haven't even started working on like making the live 2D model for this as well. I've done nothing. Yeah, jingle jingle jingle. Actually, I'm gonna be able to do jingle 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 because look at actually on here because of how this is. Yeah, this has a way more little symbols of chaos around here compared to anywhere else. But yeah, I do like this like gape. Like it's supposed to be like a mouth, but I want to like enhance it a little bit more. And I was thinking about on here just making some things a little bit more different, just to add to the silhouette more. Honestly, the silhouette on this is pretty solid. I believe it is. On its own, it's solid, but we need to add more, you know? We always need to add a little bit more. Also, I don't know what it has been with me, but when I've started to draw more, I don't know why, but I've discovered how to do lips right. Because have you seen my 2.0 and how juicy those lips look? They look so good. It does make me question on how I will be able to do good on making the lips though, you know? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But let me pull that back up. No. Yes. I have so many folders, man. I have so many folders. I have so many folders. Is it this? Yes. I was just like checking to make sure that it was this. I don't think this has everything, but it's okay. So, I don't mind showing off my 2.0 because this design has been like out for a bit. So yeah. Look at the chub! Look at the chub. We got the chubbies. You can't really see it on the dress, but that kind of makes sense. Because the dress kind of just goes flat down here. But it looks so good. It looks good. It looks good. But I am also working on some overlays as well. And I, of course, am using this to make sure that this is seen really well with the background. Because that's one thing that you gotta worry about. But look, we get a belly. I feel like a lot of people like belly windows. I don't know why I did it on this one, but I don't know. I guess I wanted to put more of the symbol of chaos. So the queen has her crown, okay? I'm getting my crown so I can slay, okay? And then this is also a symbol of chaos, and then there's no other symbols throughout the entire rest of the design, but I like it. I like it a lot. But look at them lips, man. I don't know. Something came over me and it just clicked. Everything just clicked, and I was like, yes, look at it. But I think, like, you know, with everything all close up here on the face, like, it needs to look good. But yeah, like, honestly, I think how this is going and the direction it's going in is good. There are some things that I have to go in and fix. Just a little briefly. I will say, though, is, like, the highlighting and shading on these arms here is gonna be weird. But I think it'll be fine because how I want to kind of rig it is, like, this kind of all moves a little bit the same. Because, like, it doesn't make sense for your arm to, like, I don't know. I want to still make it kind of, like, noodly. Here, I still want to have, like, a bounce, but I don't know exactly how or, like, what I'm going to do exactly. I just know I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. That's all I need to know. But yeah. I do hope, though, that with this one, if I do have, like, my face come close up, that Twitch doesn't, this Twitch doesn't ban me, because the thing is that you know, there's not anything really you know, when you have only, like, this half, it looks like there's nothing there, but there is. I am wearing clothes, so we're gonna have to see just what happens, and hopefully Twitch don't ban me. We just gotta hope and pray. But yeah. So that's that. But it is definitely, like, a bigger shift, you know? Which is cool. It's awesome. It's great. It's fantastic. But yeah. I can actually go over here really quickly. Hold on. Na na na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. But yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask, though, have you guys been enjoying this, like, just chatting? I wanted to ask, the reason that I ask if people have been enjoying it is because, like, I want to know, like, if you guys want to do more of this in the future. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do because there's not, like, a whole lot of stuff. But the one thing is, I think, like, with just chatting, you need to have, like, a lot more people because then you're basically interacting with chat a lot. It's not just me talking on a long end of stuff, unless I'm, like, planning to talk about, like, something intense or something. Nice drinking of water. But, I want to do more of this, just, like, now and then. I don't know, like, how much more, but, it is, like, something I want to do. The other thing I want to do within the Discord particularly is I just need to be in there more. I really just sometimes forget it being there. And I need to go in there more. Like, you know, you might see me, like, working on stuff. I am probably, after this, probably gonna work a little bit on the wallpapers, which they're almost done. There's one more that I have to do. So I might be in there drawing, and sometimes, I don't think I could do the comic, because, yeah, I could probably just sit in there, but I can't, like, show you guys anything. So I'm gonna try and be around in the Discord a lot more, probably either playing games or doing stuff and just hanging out there more, because I'm just not really great at it. I like mostly hang out with like the same few people or just am by myself, you know? I was raised as a single child. We learned to like be by ourselves a lot of the time. But I do want to do that. That's like one thing. Oh, the other thing is too, is that on Twitter and X, we finally made it to 400 followers on Twitter. Hooray! I actually believe that most of the people that are on there are probably bots. And I'm not joking. I wouldn't be surprised if most of them are, but you know, we have to still celebrate the goal because I still hit it anyways. By the way, if we do get up, by the end of the year, if we do get up to 500 followers, because that's like my thing, if we get up to 500 followers on Twitch, I will eat spicy hot chicken on stream, especially ghost pepper hot chicken. I don't know if I'll do anything else, but that's like one thing I will do. So it just depends on how we go about doing stuff and what I kind of want to do and how we're going to further things a lot. But excuse me. But yeah. Sorry, I'm like getting tired because now I'm like done talking. It's easier when you have something else that you can do, like, you know, drawing or like or anything like that. Like when you have something else, it's like so much easier to be able to get stuff done because you're just like, there's other things to distract my brain. But now it's like, it's starting to come down. I'm starting to crash a little bit. I need to go probably do some other stuff. No. I need to like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I might work on some other art stuff, work on a few other things here and there that just needs to get done, you know, things that just need to get done. But a lot of big things that are coming in 2025, definitely the 2.0 and the re-debuts. Well, not a re-debut, it's not really a re-debut. I'm gonna be honest, it's not really a re-debut. It's really just a 2.0 debut, with a little bit of rebranding. But it's not a re-debut, it's just a 2.0 debut, and that's it. I don't think that there's going to be like a lore video or anything like that because we're basically making the comic, okay? Like, I don't need to make a lore video at that point. We're not going to do that. The only thing is that I would like to probably commission at some point is maybe try and commission like some music, some background music for us. Like some starting soon music. And I was also thinking about like something for the background for like drawing streams and for that we could use for drawing streams and for just chatting streams like this, right? Just so we can have a little bit of both. I'm gonna do this. But I think I know who we're gonna go and raid. Because I'm basically like getting to the... I'm getting really tired. I need to go. I know when I'm done streaming. I know when I'm done. But honestly, I've liked just chatting with you guys about some stuff. I don't know if we'll do just chatting next week too, or if we'll just kind of... I don't know. We'll play... I'm gonna see what I want to do for the schedule for next weekend, and see kind of where it goes. The comic chapter 3 is almost done. I literally just have like 2 things left to do. 2 pages left to complete. And then once that's done, like, I'm taking 2 breaks off. I'm taking 2 weeks off from working on it. Cause like, I need like a breather away from it. And I'm gonna like do other stuff that needs to get done. Like, you know, that's when I'm gonna do the overlays. That's probably when I'm gonna do the emotes, because the emotes and stuff I can get done really easily. Probably gonna get some other work that I've been needing to get done. I've been meaning to finish the art piece for my D&D group, and I still haven't because I got so boggled down by other stuff, and I really want to finish it for the D&D group, so probably gonna be working on that. And then just kind of finishing it off, and probably starting to work on the Live 2D model and starting to experiment with it. Honestly, I want to make the chibi really quickly, so I might make like a shabby chibi just to take it in and kind of like experiment and then see if I can recall how I did it and just use it as a guide to know how I want to do the mouth, especially the mouth, because the way of how I want to do it is just really different. So there is that. Or I might just bring in the mouth and then just rig that and see what happens. So, you know, just basically take in the head only and just try it. But without any further ado, next Friday, I'm going to plan on making to add to the plushies. So that's going to be Pug and you, Opie. I do believe Opie, if you want to send me references, you can. If not, like, I probably can find references if I look. Pug, I already have your reference. I already have Pug stuff. I'm the model mama. I already have plenty of references. But for Opie, I can probably find stuff pretty easily. Sounds good. Yeah, you can just DM me it or whatever on Discord or Twitter, wherever. Just send so that I have it. But yeah. And I think that's pretty much it for now. I got all the things I wanted to talk about. And yeah. Oh gosh. Ow! I cracked a bone in my throat. I was like stretching and then I cracked it. Ow, that actually hurt. I didn't know. I think I might have cracked my clavicle when I was stretching and it like went up into my throat. That's so weird. Why did that happen? You know what? Weird things happen. And stuff just does stuff. And that's just how it is. I'm okay. I'm not feeling any other pain, but that was just weird. That was funny. That was weird and funny. But let me get the raid message going. Oh, by the way, I just realized, I forgot to say this. We have a new command, everybody. We have command Patreon, which will just link you to the Patreon. I went in and like fixed a few things, but for next week when it's talking about the Art of Chaos comic, it's gonna now say chapter 3 is available. I'm gonna try and keep on top of commands and stuff like that because I need to do that more. Oh, I keep forgetting that I don't need to do a shift with that. I feel like I spelled his name wrong. I feel like I spelled the name wrong. I always feel like I'm spelling streamers' names wrong. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like people will spell my name wrong. It's okay though. When we get Art Chaotix, it's just like, it's gonna be easy. I don't know. Actually, sometimes people misspell my name. It's just a weird thing. But anyways, let me get the raid going. Because we're gonna go and raid my good friend, Arctic Glacy, the garlic boy himself. And he's been playing basically just a Wizard 101 and Pirate 101. Which, honestly, it's really funny that he's becoming like a Pirate 101 and Wizard 101 streamer. And then me over here, just slowly just becoming a Stardew streamer. Wait until Monster Hunter Wilds comes out. It's just gonna be Stardew and Monster Hunter. I feel like that's very appropriate though. Oh, by the way, in the Discord, I kind of want to start doing some more like community nights, and there might be, when it comes to October, we might do Phasmo nights. So where basically we just go in Discord and we all play Phasmo and we just do Phasmo stuff. So if you wanna learn how to play Phasmo or you wanna play Phasmophobia, probably gonna be doing that in October. I don't know how often it will be. It'll just be now and then. And then when Monster Hunter Wilds comes out, we might do something with Monster Hunter Wilds as well. So If I get a new PC, I'm gonna need a new PC for that thing. I know I will. I just know it. But anyways, without any further ado, I want to say thank you all so much for watching and for being here and just chatting with me. And as I always say, may the winds guide you. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody.